Hello everybody, it's me. Welcome back to the video. Now, in this video, the title's not clickbait, because I don't usually do that. But, yes, there are some really big things going to be happening to PvP very, very soon. There are 3 new PvP items being added soon with the Oasis update. It is coming on the 10th. Now, as soon as I say what these PvP items are, if you are a seasoned veteran, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to tell you why they are so important. But, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's hop straight into it. And as usual, I'll have a little bit of battling going on in the background, and the battles actually in this video got, like, kinda close. One of them was, just me having fun and talking to someone the whole time, and the other one was actually kinda close where I had to fight a stupid Metacrow, and you'll probably see what happens, but I ended up clutching out the game. Regardless, here we go. So, with the Oasis coming on the 10th, there's no specific time, but if you're a seasoned veteran, you'll know the 2 words I'm going to utter out of my mouth. Choice items. They were leaked a little bit ago for the Oasis, but now we have an exact idea on what they are. And if you do not know what a choice item is, it is essentially an item that will give you +1 in your attack, or your special attack, or your speed. But you're only allowed to choose 1 move. Now you might be thinking, that just sucks. Lethal Ornament is 30%. Well, that one is 50%. It's not the strongest. And I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but you're also not entirely right. Because, okay. Now, I was looking at some numbers. And let's start off with I'm going to pull up an image of it real quick. But you'll see the enchanted, I think it's a ruby? Yeah, enchanted ruby. Give this item to a doodle to boost the holder's attack stat, but only allows the use of a single move. Essentially, you get +1 in your attack stat, but you can only choose 1 move, which is very, very, very good. And choice items have always been very good, meaning that you're able to use like hit and run on a really something like Zapawira, for example, could use a choice band, and like with hit and run and helicopter and lightning, even though it's probably gonna still keep its other thing. Speaking of Zapawira, before we continue with the choice band stuff, there's also going to be a lethal ornament change. I'll pull up what Wish said right now. You can see that he says, lethal ornament has been changed in regards to multi-hitting moves. Previously, you lost health after every individual hit. Now, you'll only lose health after the whole attack is over. The main doodle that this affects is Zapawira, which is pretty nice. So now you can actually run a lethal ornament on Zapawira without losing 70% of your HP in 1 move and then being completely useless for the rest of the battle. But yeah, we're talking about the choice items. Now, the reason that the choice items are so game-changing is what they can do. Now, lethal ornament is basically a weaker version of that, and you're able to pick all of your moves with the downside if you lose a little bit of your health. And the choice items are 15% stronger than the lethal ornament. Now, I don't know the exact math behind all of it. Someone probably knows the math. If Eat's watching, put the math somewhere, unless you don't want to. I'm not forcing you. I don't really know the math that goes into it. All I know is that the choice items are 15% stronger than lethal ornament. So you're able to hit 15% stronger than you normally would, but you can only choose a singular move. And if you have a pivot move, it doesn't really matter. So stuff like a really speedy banded Grufflin could be kind of fun. And I was looking at something. A choice banded Springling, right? So I was looking at this. Let me go real quick to a lethal ornament, right? A lethal ornament, hidden strength, careless assault, Springling. This is like careless assault when it comes out. I could also do slash. Let's go for slash to be more realistic. So a lethal ornament with candy headphones, toxic vial, and chewed up bone, with a slash on Springling with lethal ornament, with against a Girasera with eggshell helmet, vial of tears, pizza slice with health and defense, is doing a minimum of 42% and a maximum of 51% if you are lethal ornament with slash. Now that's really good, but if you get the +1, so you go ahead and give yourself +1, it's now doing a minimum of 48 and a maximum of 58, nearly guaranteeing a 2-hit KO on something that is very annoying for Springling to deal with. And Careless Assault has a 4% chance to one-shot. That's just crazy. Like, looking at that, and there's so many of the things that you could think of that are going to be really good with this update. Like, imagine a choice-banded, like, Horbeast, a choice-banded, Clangatang. Like, all those things is going to be really, really good. And essentially getting +1 attack for, like, almost no downsides is really strong, and it's very exciting to see that coming into the game. But we talked about the choice band, which is essentially the Enchanted Ruby, right? But there were 2 other items I wanted to talk about. The other one is the Enchanted Sapphire. And if you go ahead and you look at this on screen now, give this item to a Doodle to boost the holder's magical attack stat, but only allows the use of a single move. So you can pretty much see where all of these items are going. There's Enchanted Sapphire, Enchanted Ruby, and there's also something leaked, another enchanted item that was leaked, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, Enchanted Sapphire is essentially the equivalent of choice specs in Pokemon, where you boost your special attack by +1 to get the use of only one move. Now, specs are really good because special attackers are usually the like premier stronger attackers in metas. Right now, I think melee attackers are a little bit better because of like all the awakenings. But imagine this: under Reverse Singularity, a choice specs Mascomedy, or an Enchanted Sapphire Mascomedy. You know, possibilities are endless. Choice specs Cryoterra, for example, could do ridiculous amounts of damage. Choice specs Humbiscus is going to 2-hit KO you so much. It's kind of crazy when you think about how much these are actually going to affect the game. There's probably a lot that I'm not thinking of. I really only looked into the choice band with Springling. I really didn't look a whole lot into it. But let me know which ones you're super excited for. And choice spec is definitely going to affect a lot of the good special attackers in the game, because you could use let's go like I think I could go Gyronaut for this example. If you're using a Rain Gyronaut with choice specs, under Rain your Tsunami with choice specs with Enchanted Sapphire, I mean, you're at +1 under Rain boosted. That's just a lot of damage. It's kind of crazy. A choice, an Enchanted Sapphire Chronos, just gonna one-shot everything. There's a lot of potential with these choice items. A lot of things are gonna be very broken. I heard people that were worried about choice or Enchanted Sapphire Seamstress, which I think, if I recall correctly, Seamstress's Boo is like one of the best breakers in the game. So yeah, think about it like that. It's very strong, and if Seamstress is already one of the best things to use Boo with, imagine Jineko. You're getting +2. Like, that's insane. Jineko getting +2 is crazy. With its alright coverage, you could say, it could probably like still use other things. And now look, there's one more thing which I think is probably the best out of all of them. Now, if we're done, we're gonna be done talking about the Enchanted Sapphire. And now, if you don't know, what is the best stat in every creature capturing game? What's the most important stat? I'm gonna hope that you said speed, because speed is probably the most important stat in the game, because it determines who goes first. Generally, if you're using a defensive thing like a Garlic, your speed doesn't really matter, but if you're using an offensive thing, you want as much speed as you can get. And that's what comes in with the last revealed thing. There's a little message here that I will show real quick. There's also the Enchanted Emerald. You can probably guess what it does, but I don't know if it'll be obtainable yet. Said by Wish Z. That is probably the Choice Scarf of this game. If you don't know what Choice Scarf does, that gives you +1 in your speed. I don't know if you know how big that is. Now, okay, that is kind of insane. Now, let's say instead of using like kind of like a semi-speedy Springling, I was using a literal max attack Springling, right? Just max attack, and I had +1 speed. I'd have 195 speed with 244 attack. And most of my moves are doing a lot of damage. I don't think you're going to be using something like that on Springling, though. Doesn't seem that useful. But imagine you could use like a choice scarf on Meltaball, where if it goes first, it does increased damage. It also has access to pivot and generally has good coverage and can hit very hard. And then you could just use max attack because you don't care about your speed because it's getting boosted by the enchanted emerald. I'm just saying. There is a lot of potential with these items, and I think they're going to be quite insane. It's definitely going to change around how a lot of things work because you're really going to want to know what things are holding what. And if I recall correctly, you only can get one of them. Being you can only get either a sapphire, ruby, or emerald. Though if they're tradable, people are probably just gonna go and alt and get them. So I'll probably end up doing that myself. I don't like alting, but I think it's just the better way if I want to get all of the choice items. I think it's gonna be very nice. This also opens up a lot of opportunities with overlapping items because now you can use just something with like a fast pivot with a choice or enchanted sapphire. It's kind of crazy, and I'm so excited to try out enchanted ruby Springling. I'm getting like 300 attack stat with that, and it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, hopefully you all are excited. I'm very excited for this Oasis update, and if you guys are as well, leave like and subscribe. But with all of that, I'm gonna be heading out. See ya!